Our cold front continues to march across our area, where the rain and wind is right now and where it's headed. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi everyone, Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo. It is Tuesday, February the 20th. Hope you're having a great day. Coming up, we're going to be tracking our front. We're going to be looking at where the areas of the worst weather are right now, and then the impacts this front is going to bring as it continues to march off towards the east. Thank you so much for liking the video. If you're not a subscriber and you want the latest forecast, click subscribe right now. We'll get right into it here on this Tuesday afternoon. It is very clear to see where our front is right now. Just look at the visible satellite imagery, and we have this streak of clouds. No, it's not a very thick line, but it extends all the way from portions of Central America right through Jamaica, Cuba, and the southeast side of the Bahamas and the Turks of the Caicos. Behind that, we have that north wind, much cooler weather. Freeport right now just in the lower 70s. We have some lower 70s in other portions of the Bahamas as well. Ahead of our front, our winds are still out of the east, and our temperatures are well for most areas into the mid and the upper 80s and even some lower 90s. So I want to start where we have the worst weather happening right now, and that is, my friends, in Jamaica. You can see on the visible satellite imagery, we have the thick clouds over the entire island right now. We are seeing some showers that will continue to work their way through on this Tuesday afternoon. Now, from what I understand, that's some much needed rain, and also coming along with that are some breezy conditions. Now, the winds have almost still yet to turn completely out of the north in the eastern side of the island. That's why Kingston's in at 84, but Montego Bay is just in the upper 70s. But the winds are freshening up. We do have some rough surf and sea conditions to talk about, along with a strong wind advisory. I'm going to highlight that in a minute here. But again, the rain will continue to progress from west to east. It will begin to end on the western side of the island, places like Montego Bay and Negril and Savannah Lamar, as we go over the next couple of hours into the late afternoon. The rain will still at least have a chance to fall in places like Mandeville and Maypen and Ocho Rios and Old Harbor and Kingston, Portmore and Spanish Town areas, at least until later on this evening. But eventually we're going to clear out all this moisture, and then we're going to get some drier air to come back in. But hopefully you've had at least a few showers in this area. Now, I'm going to switch over to another satellite product for us here real quick. Take that off and just put on this mid-level water vapor imagery, because again, you can see that we do have this one little streak of moisture, but then the north winds coming in behind it are already drying things out. So places like the Cayman Islands will continue to get drier and drier here and pick up that north wind and get breezier and breezier. So back over right now to Jamaica. Excuse me for that real quick. Let me put on our reflectivity model here, and I just want to step this out for Jamaica basically over the next few hours and nothing more than that. I'm going to loop this up, and I just want everyone there to kind of see that the rain again is kind of pulling from west to east relatively quickly, and it should be fading away later tonight. Even the western side of the island might already be done with some of the showers. So not a lot more rain, but let me know in the comment section below some of the downpours that you saw. If you had some good rain, or was just some lighter showers, but certainly some cooler conditions coming in behind this front. Now, I do want to mention the rough surf and sea conditions for Jamaica. We have a strong wind and a large wave advisory in effect until 1 p.m. tomorrow. Those areas that are affected, the inshore and offshore waters of the north coast, and then the offshore waters near the Pedro Bank area on the southwest side of the island. Any small craft need to exercise caution and use your best judgment. We will have northwest winds at least 20 to 30 knots, especially in the offshore waters, with even some higher gusts. There's a lot of wind coming in behind this rain. It's already there, but even a little bit breezier later tonight and then throughout our Wednesday. So again, the strong wind and the large wave advisory for the areas of Jamaica that I've highlighted until 1 p.m. That was issued, of course, by the meteorological department there in Jamaica. Okay, let's get back over here to the broad perspective, because again, it is Jamaica seeing the worst weather at this point in time. But obviously, this front is going to continue to march its way from west to east. So I'm going to throw on the rain, and we'll take a look at that here over the next 5 days. And again, let me just extend this back out to get us into that 5-day time frame. And again, some of the areas that I'll be watching to have the most impacts from this front are going to be Hispaniola, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, portions of the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the northern side of the Leeward Islands. Still going to be a lot of wind up in Bermuda. You can see that again. That's where that area of low pressure is really going to be deepening there for us here. And we're going to continue with some strong north winds there. But let's watch this front march through. So again, the rain is done in Jamaica by tomorrow morning. Now the rain begins to work its way from west to east, and we're going to get at least a fairly good chance for some showers in the Turks and the Caicos, and then portions of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. So when we look at what's happening overnight, the showers will begin to move in. Places like Santiago de los Caballeros on over towards the northern side of the island there. I went a little too far, sorry. Trying to get Puerto Plata on the map for you here. Again, we've added a lot of features to this map, and I just want to try and highlight those. But you get the idea that on the northern coastline of both Haiti and the Dominican Republic, some of this will continue to roll through towards Samana, and then eventually we'll see more showers over Santo Domingo and Punta Cana. Very much so, a good chance for showers in the Dominican Republic the next couple of days, and then the rain does begin to fade off. But again, that means it's just marching farther off towards the east. Now, in general, the showers break apart here a bit, okay? Especially as you get as far east as Puerto Rico and St. Thomas and St. John and St. Croix. But the rain chance will at least be there. And some of you have said you guys really need some of that rain. I would still favor the northern coastlines of these islands. So Arecibo and San Juan, a little bit better chance for some showers considering their location compared to places like Ponce. And again, the timing here is going to be moving in late tomorrow night, but then especially as we get into our Thursday, maybe a few more showers on Friday, and then we'll begin to dry back out. I'm not going to say it's going to be completely dry after that into the weekend, but just not as much moisture in play. Again, one of the reasons why we're seeing this rain is the convergence of winds, our easterlies here in the Lesser Antilles, that northwest wind coming in with the front, giving at least a little lift in the atmosphere to promote a couple of showers. Gonna let this run over the next 5 days here in this area, and you'll see the spotty rain that's coming in. Now, the best chance for showers, I will favor the northern islands, Anguilla, Barbuda, Antigua, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Bartholomew, Saba, maybe as far south as Guadalupe and Montserrat, places like that. Anywhere south of that, Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent the Grenadines, Barbados, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, it is a spotty shower. Now, someone in the comment section told me that you guys have been completely dry in Barbados through February, but I saw some showers at least pass close to the island late yesterday evening. Let me know if you got one of those showers or two, but it just shows you that this area here in the Windward Islands has been exceptionally dry, and not a lot more rain in the forecast, but at least the easterlies will promote a few shallow showers continuing with the warm and the drier air. So that's what the rain looks like. The winds marching in with this. And of course, the winds accompany the front, and the winds accompany the chance for the best shower activity. So as the front bot comes through, we'll get that string of lighter showers. The winds then turn out of the northwest, and you get some cooler and drier air. And again, late into the week, our winds are going to be out of the north for a time here before they finally switch back out of the east. So it is a temporary shift of wind in places like the Cayman Islands and the Yucatan and Jamaica and Cuba and portions of Hispaniola and of course the Bahamas as well. And then there's that convergence line that I mentioned late in the week here. We are going to eventually, notice we have east winds here, and then we spin them all the way around in the northern side of the Leeward Islands. So basically a 360 of wind. You'll start off east, you'll go all the way west, turn north, and then go back towards the east by the end of the week. And that convergence of winds is going to provide at least the opportunity for a few showers in the area. Probably not a lot of rain again. I'm not looking at high precipitation totals with this. The Bahamas are drying out. That's a massive low developing, moving towards Bermuda. Again, they're going to see some gale force winds there. This is the total precipitation product. So we're looking at how much rain could fall in your area as we go over the next 5 days. So I'm going to extend that out to that time frame. And again, I just want you to notice Bermuda going to get hit with gale force winds and a fair amount of rain. In Jamaica, again, it's not a lot more than what you've already seen. Hopefully you've gotten at least a quarter of an inch of rain in addition additional quarter of an inch is possible through portions of the island. And again, that is going to go until tonight, and then it will be drying out after that. Let me make sure I get it out 5 days here. I just noticed that we weren't as far out as I wanted to be. And again, it's not going to influence the totals here, but obviously the totals going up a little bit as we get into some of the other eastern islands. As I mentioned, the northern sides of the Dominican Republic, Puerto Plata, Santiago de los Caballeros, inch, maybe a little bit more than that. Even Santo Domingo could get a ½ inch to close to an inch of rain. So a fair amount of widespread showers in the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Not a lot in the way of some heavier downpours, but hey, the opportunity is there. You can see in Puerto Rico, an area that could use some of the showers, the opportunity for about ¼ of an inch through most of the island. It's gonna be the same situation for the US and the British Virgin Islands, Tortola, St. John and St. Thomas, St. Croix. Again, ¼ to ½ inch of rain. It's about the same situation. Again, maximum about ¼ to ½ inch in Barbuda, in Anguilla, in Antigua, and Montserrat. And then a little bit more moisture just north of the islands, but mainly missing us to the north and to the east, and then very spotty showers for the rest of the Lesser Antilles. Again, if you catch a 1/10 or ¼ of an inch of rain, consider yourselves lucky, as it has been relatively dry in this area. Speaking of relatively dry, we've also seen that through portions of the ABC Islands as well. Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao certainly have had their dry conditions as well, but also they've had obviously extremely windy conditions, and those east winds are going to continue. All right, friends, remember, in between these forecast videos that I provide, we have our 24/7 radar system streaming live. If you go to the live tab of our Meteo Mundo YouTube page, you find this thumbnail, you click on it. Again, it's going to give you live weather information, live satellite, live radar, live temperatures. Anything that I see important, I'll put it on there. Of course, we track tropical systems live when that happens during that time of the year as well. Remember, we're also across a lot of different social media platforms. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook, and if you want to send me a picture or video, the best way to do that is mymediamundo@gmail.com. I would certainly love to talk about some of those pictures and videos, so send them my way. I'd appreciate that. Okay, back real quickly again here. Moving over one more time just to let you know I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon right here at Meteo Mundo.